Hi, welcome. Before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the little bell that is besides it. Hey guys, I am Preeti and you're watching the uh, weekly, weekly knowledge bank information video. And this video is the one that I have been talking since long. I have been I was planning, endlessly planning to create this video, and finally, I just feel that this is a must create a video during the time of New Year. Okay, so the New Year is very close, and with the New Year comes New Year resolutions. And even if it's not New Year, while you are watching this video, even if you may not watch it on New Year or maybe some other time after the New Year, still we always have a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, aims, ambitions, etc. And we always want that whatever our dreams are, whatever we have set the goals on, we always want our desires, wishes, goals, everything to fulfill. We always want that everything that we dream, it always manifests as soon as possible. So and a lot of people have been asking me, there is a lot of talk about goal setting methods, and but I have seen that people don't talk about what to do when goal setting does not work. Okay, so we are going to talk about all the goal setting methods, different things that can work, plus we are also going to see into the stuff how to make things work and what happens if goal setting does not work. Okay, so yes, so stay tuned to this video and let's get started. Now let's get started with all the goal setting techniques. And before we begin, I would like to say that you might already be accustomed with all the different techniques of goal setting, and still if you are watching this video, then you would love to know that what are the other techniques that actually work. Because I know that because even I have been trying the goal setting techniques, and I know very much what happens. Few things work, few things don't work, and that is the reason even I used to keep on searching that why are some techniques that I'm using are not working. Okay, and if you don't know about anything regarding all the techniques that are being discussed here, still it's perfectly fine, because there's no need to follow any other techniques or any other things, because I am trying to squeeze all the information in this video. Okay, so just stay tuned and keep watching. So the first method that we are going to discuss here is the very famous method, that is the visualization technique. So now let's get into what is visualization technique. Visualization is a simple method where you just close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, you're not asleep, right? You are awake, but yet in your mind's eye, you are trying to visualize everything that your goal is, your desire is, the things that you want to achieve in life, the things that you dream about. It can be anything. It can be it can be the dream body that you want. Maybe you would love to slim down or have some nice shapely body or something like that. Then you can also dream about a dream house, a dream car, a lot of money in the bank, and you may have this dream of having a very nice job or a very fulfilling and thriving business or anything like that. So these are just a few examples of what dreams can be, what goals can be, and what what you would love to achieve. But a lot of times people have tried so many of these methods. I have been doing tarot since past, I think, more than 12 years now, and what happens is that people come to me, and I usually share techniques of goal setting with these people, and they immediately tell me this does not work for me. And not just I know that, I relate to that really well, just because I know that that even I used to be trying all these different methods when I was a learner, and I used to try learning all these methods. I used to keep trying, and things used to work. Sometimes they did not work, and I always felt that it's my fault if something did not work. And that's really, I know that is really bad, that is really some sort of self-sabotaging behavior. But yes, I did used to feel that way, because around me I used to feel people that were achieving each and everything that they wanted, and me, I had some 20% true results, whereas 80% of it did not fall true. And so so that is what is the thing that I would love to share, because it's not just okay, this is the technique. You're not a machine that once you do that technique, it's going to give you results. Okay, there are a lot of things that are in the depth of it. It just is not that easy what it looks on the surface. Okay, so let's get to see what this visualization technique is. So the visualization technique is a simple method where you close your eyes. You're not asleep, but yes, when you close your eyes, in your mind's eye, you visualize, like you imagine something, and you imagine the picture or a moving animated video of something that you would love to have in your life. And this can be like, if you are a female. Okay, let's get to it. That if you are a female, and if you dream about Salman Khan, you would love to dream that, okay, you are going out on a date with Salman Khan and it's going really well, you're happy, you're dancing on a candlelight thing, on a candlelight dinner, then you have a nice dance, ballroom sort of dance, and all that stuff you imagine. Okay, so that is the basic thing what people say, that you do this and it's going to bring results for you. And that's the first thing. Second thing people say is that when you go and say, okay, I did this but still it did not work for me, they will say you did not do it consistently. Okay, so now I would love to give all those reasons why goal setting does not work, okay, in the end. But just in the beginning, I would love to share with you, that what works. And let me just not let's not just keep that thing till the end, because it's just going to create a lot of curiosity. So yes, so why is the reason that goal setting does not work. Okay, so before we get into the methods, we are getting into this why it does not work. Okay, just so that you don't keep on doing things and then come back to me. And maybe sometimes people get so overly excited that they just watch half of the video, start doing the process, and then at the end come and leave a comment that it's not working. And then I would love to say that, okay, please watch the entire video. So instead of that, we are just going to discuss why it does not work. So goal setting, in the movie Secret, movie Secret has been the culprit, I can say. I'm not against that movie, but the things that is discussed in the movie Secret, they are actually clearly showing the methods in depth about how you have to visualize, how you have to use affirmations, etc. Different techniques for attracting your goals, attracting what you dream about. So that movie, it just raised a lot of doubts, because it just says that, okay, do this and you will receive what you want. But the stuff is, it's not always going to work that same way. They say that, okay, now open a menu card of the universe, and you would like to say, okay, I would love to have this experience, I would love to have this sort of house, I would love to have this much in my bank balance. So that sounds really good, right? So everybody has fallen into that trap, including myself. Now I would again like to say, I'm not a hater for the Secret movie, because it just made me so much hopeful that whatever I wanted, there is some method out there that's going to help me. So no hatred for that movie. But yes, up to a certain extent, it does give you a disappointment when things don't work. Why goal setting does not work? Now let's get into that. Why goal setting does not work? Because listening to that term, that you just would love to order what's in the menu of the universe. Okay, I'd love to have that, I'd love to have that. Now out of that, when anybody hears that statement, people are going to get so much flattered. They are going to try to exaggerate their wishes, their dreams, and their dreams, goals, whatever it is, and they would like to say, okay, does it work that way? Okay, let me see. And even if they love, even if they are happy with a small car, like which just cost 1 million, and still they would love to say, okay, I would opt for the something that costs more, like 100 million or something. Okay, 100 million is too much, maybe 10 million or 20 million, 30 million car. Okay, they don't want that car actually, they just want to see whether that technique works or not. And anybody who is going to, anybody is going to be challenged by this statement, that okay, does it work, their ego gets challenged. Okay, so now let's see whether it works for me. They start imagining about the highest possible thing that they can ever achieve, and they will start visualizing based on that, and that creates trouble. you know And there was somebody who told me that no offense to her, she's a very sweet person, and she told me that she is trying to do goal setting for trying to hook up with a movie actor, okay, with a Bollywood movie actor. And so I was actually shocked at this statement, and because I just did not want to hurt her, I just told her that, are you crazy? Why do you want him as as your partner? She said, I just want him. I'm a big fan of him. I love him. And I would love to say that those kind of wishes don't work. But yes, if you have been in touch with a film star, you know if you have been in touch with a film star, if that person is your friend, and then you do that goal setting, that is going to work. Okay. And a lot of saying this might create a confusion again, because a lot of people out there who might be watching this video might have heard this, because might have actually been met any actor or any celebrity, and they feel, okay, I have met this person personally, so maybe there is a chance of getting connection. Not that way. Okay. Friendship means friendship, because friendship because these people are also, though we may see them as celebrities, they still have their own wishes, they still have their own they still have their own dreams, right? So they are also doing visualization for somebody else. So how is it that that you are going to attract them? Okay. So so that is the thing. And I would like to say is that another thing is, there are several points that people say that how you can achieve your goal, and out of that is that create something that is too high for you to achieve. So that makes people's ego so much flattered that they will try to think so high that it's just beyond your reach, and it's nowhere in your perspective of your life, because you are a totally different person, somebody else is a totally different person. Now, I don't mean to say that you have to aim low. I don't mean to say that you have to just be okay with whatever you get, etc. The stuff that olden days were telling us, that be contented, be satisfied. We are going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. But yes, just don't try to overly exaggerate. Now, if a person is happy earning like 100 million, is it too much? Okay. If somebody is very happy earning $10,000, almost all his wishes, all his dreams, everything, all his needs, all his wants are getting fulfilled. About wants, I would like to say, if your needs are getting fulfilled, people just want that, right? But yeah, just because a lot of people have been talking about the goal setting thing, and people sometimes even they just would love to brag about it. They say, okay, I achieved this big thing, I achieved this big thing, and listening to them, a lot of people, they just feel so much I don't know, motivated or what, but they just feel some sort of insecurity that, okay, if that person achieved, maybe even I have to do it. But just see in the depth of your heart, do you really want that thing? Do you really want that huge result? Goal setting is not about achieving something huge. Try to put yourself in the shoes of the person you are imagining. So if you are seeing that, okay, I want my income of 10 million every month. Okay, now these are some really really crazy things that I am talking here, because people have done that. Okay, if you have been knowing about goal setting technique, you might have also set some crazy goal like this, because even I have done it. Okay. So people then think that, okay, I would love to earn 10 million in a month, every month. Okay. So now it's not about that goal. Now you are fulfilling every other property of how a perfect goal should be set. And then once you do it, then you just don't get any results, and then you think, okay, what did I do wrong? The thing you did wrong is that, first of all, okay, just for a moment, think that you have started earning 10 million in a month. So what happens then? So when that happens, anybody who is earning that much money, like 10 million in a month, let's just stick to 10 million only. There are people who have been earning more than this, but let's just stick to this one point, that if you are earning that much money, just see how your lifestyle is. So your lifestyle would be that, in order to maintain those 10 million, in order, because once you are earning that 10 million, it's going to reflect in your lifestyle. You will be having a posh car, you will be having a posh lifestyle, and then you will be having a security that may your 10 millions of every month stay secure every month. Okay, so that fear is going to arise. And yeah, so that is general fear which I talked about, which generally happens. Okay, so that can be one sort of fear. The next thing that you might freak out at, because 10 million in itself, it requires a lot of maintenance, that you might need to have a financial advisor, you might need to have take care of the income tax, especially when there is a very high income. These people do keep a watch that where this income is coming from. Even though just believe that you are earning from a very very legitimate source, still you are going to get a little bit tensed. Little bit is a too underrated word over here. So you can just imagine what that insecurity for you can be. If you have been if you can relate to all this, do comment down in the box below that what your insecurity was. Okay, so these are basic insecurities that I'm talking. So and whenever, so what happens that as soon as you start visualizing that you are earning 10 millions, you see the dollar bundles, $100 bills that are in your hands, and maybe you have a house full of money, and you imagine all that. Maybe you imagine that bank account, that account book which has that amount, and you see that it's getting deposited, that much amount every month it's getting deposited. So how does it make you feel? When you visualize anything that you would really love to have, you are never ever going to feel awkward, you are never ever going to feel fearful, you are never ever going to feel a very silly feeling in your stomach. Okay, so if everything is going feeling great while you are visualizing, then that goal is really perfect. But if something or the other feels weird, you just feel that something is not just right. It may not be really clear to you what is not right, because you don't want to accept it. You just want to accept that I want to have that millions. So let's just not think anything negative. Okay, but still there is this little fear that keeps popping inside you every time you try to see a different scene. That okay, 10 million, I would love to drive this car, I would love to have this sort of house. So that is going to feel you are going to feel that in your mind while you are visualizing. So to be honest, if you have ever felt this weirdness, this awkwardness, do place your comments down below in the box. And the next thing I would like to say, visualization is a really good process, but it just works for the real goals that come from the depth of your heart. Okay, what really you would love to have, that is only what is going to be achieved with visualization. Next thing I would like to talk is about affirmations. So affirmations also are a part of this goal setting thing. You can either work with visualization or you can work with affirmations. You can either work with both of them. Okay, so now people do say that if you work with more of these methods, it's going to become a lot more easier for you to achieve. Okay, so affirmations are positive sentences that you say to yourself. A lot of times I usually suggest the affirmations technique, because it's not going to be the same for everyone. Why it's not same? Because visualization works really good for all the visual people. If you are a visual person, visualization is going to work for you. If you are an audio person, auditory person, means you would understand, you understand things better when you hear it, unless rather than seeing it. Okay, so you love to hear music, but you would not love to watch the video. Okay, so auditory people, they relate to affirmations really well. Okay, so affirmations are going to work for them. Another thing is goal chart. Third thing is goal chart. Goal chart is something that make a chart and put your different goals in picture formats, and then they say that you have to look at it at early in the morning, and while going to bed at the night, and that's whatever and then do all these three things, and it's going to work for you. Okay, so again I would love to say is that visualization for visual people, auditory for audio people, and then there is kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is your body movements, movements and feeling. So in order that if you are a kinesthetic sort of person, visualization and affirmation may not work for you. The third thing, kinesthetic, unless you keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed, visualize that stuff, and make involve your body in that. If you are seeing that you are getting 100 million, then see that, see that money or see that check in your hands with your eyes closed. You need to make some body movements. Okay, so unless you don't make any body movements, those things are not going to work for you. So yes, and there is this another fact, not agenda. People say that, combining all these techniques, visual, audio, and kinesthetic, the more you combine all these three of them, the more you are going to make your chances stronger for getting your goals achieved. Okay, so yes, that is true. This visual, audio, and kinesthetic, all three, they are a part of neuro linguistic programming. Your mind is going to get programmed through these three methods. Okay, visual, audio, and kinesthetic. So whatever your life is till now, it has been, your mind has been fed visuals, audio, and what you experience through your body, what you experience while growing up. All those experiences are stored through kinesthetic. Okay, and also taste and smell, olfactory and gustatory, is also included in kinesthetic. So all these three things work together. So if you have not been including that, do that as well. Again, I would like to say that if there is some really crazy wish which is not a wish from your heart, but still you are just trying to, you're just trying to challenge yourself for the highest goal, so that you can just see whether something works for you or not. And then even if you apply visual, audio, and kinesthetic, all of these, still you're not going to achieve that goal. What might happen? People say that, for goal setting, you have to do it day after day. Every day you have to do it, and if you miss a day, means you start from day one. Okay, the next day. So what happens, that if something is not from your heart, if a desire is not from the depth of your heart, you're not going to enjoy doing it daily. Okay, and that is where you are going to miss, you are going to have breaks in achieving that thing, and that's never ever gonna go. And everything they say that for goal setting and achieving, it has to be done at least for 21 days. You will never be able to do it if it's not coming from your heart, if it's just coming from your ego, if it's just coming from your logical mind. Okay, that huge goal, think big. Okay, let me set this as my goal, and then bam, it's not gonna fall true for you. Okay, either third day, fourth day, you will either forget doing visualization, you'll fall asleep, or you may even just feel lazy, even though if you remember that you have to do it. Okay, so so these are the basic things that actually happen while goal setting. Now let's get into why goal setting does not happen due to other reasons. Okay, so other reasons are your karma. So your karma may be so intense. If you have a lot of negative karmic baggage, no matter how high you dream, how high you try to achieve something, it's not going to work for you if you still are under the influence of your negative karmic baggage. But which does not mean that those dreams are never going to get fulfilled. Okay, when you are doing this visualization process, this affirmations and goal chart and everything, you know when things don't work out, people just give up. They say, okay, this is all bullshit, it does not work. But I would like to say, but still, you still have a little bit of hope inside you, and still you start again, which I also have done. Honestly, admitting that, admitting it. Okay, so so yes, no matter if it's not coming true for you, still if you keep on doing it, sometime it will require some time. Okay, now karmic baggage might take weeks, months, years. Okay, just being really really clear, it's up to you whether you would love to do this goal setting or not, and for this long or not. And but yeah, I would love to say, if you have done a lot of things since a lot of years, it's not going to go anywhere. Like how we always say that whatever we give our time and energy to, it's always going to work. It's always going to bring its fruits, either now or in future, someday or the other. Okay, so that really falls true. Okay, so now what to do if goal setting does not work for you? Okay, you might have actually done a lot of stuff and you might have given up. So what to do now? So if goal setting does not work, prayers might work. Because goal setting, this is, I would like to say, it's just past 10 years or maybe 11 years. In 2006, Secret was released, after which the whole world went crazy. They forgot all praying and etc. that they used to do. They put that all aside and they say, okay, now let's do this. This is some solid truth that, that seems that it will be working. But yes, people did get bored of it, bored of doing that stuff again and again. So, praying is what, it has been believed since time immemorial that if nothing is working, prayers will always work. And prayers are not like, okay, bring this much money for me every month. Prayers are not that way, right? You know that. Prayers are something that I need money, please get me some money so that I can live my life satisfactorily, so that I can live my life, I can have everything that I need. I can fulfill all my needs with that money, okay? So this can be the basic prayer of, basic prayers, how things can work. But yes, you can sometimes even ask your greatest desires, and as always, we say that prayers that come from the heart are always falling true. And in this case, if you have a really really strong desire in your heart for something, it can be really huge, okay? And if you keep on if you pray, okay, now I was going to say keep on praying. Prayer does not mean that you need to keep on doing it. If you pray once, that also is going to work. If you pray 10 times for the same thing, still it's going to work. Yes, it does show that you might be insecure, that is why you prayed for the 10 times. But there is somebody up there. We all have a lot of people to talk to. Somebody just keeps on waiting for us to talk to him. So whether you say something once or you say something 10 times, he's not going to get bored of you talking the same thing again and again. Okay, so if nothing has worked, try praying. Okay, and I have a guide on that prayer power which I have written, and so yeah, if you would love to have that guide, it's available for free. What would I love? I do have people who tell me that charge for that stuff. It's really good. But it's good, if you get your stuff with that free book. I would love to give it for free, right? Okay, so because this is about goal setting. Some people might be setting goals about finances, so it's better that good things are always kept for free, that so that you can always make a fresh start. Other than that, if there is still you want a tarot reading, etc., I'm still there, but I'd love to be charging for that. Okay, so yes, so that is up to prayers. Okay, remember these points that goal setting methods will work only when that's a realistic goal that actually comes from your heart. It's not made from your ego. It's not made by your logical mind. Okay, it's going to fall true only when it's coming from your heart. Plus, you can actually work on the techniques, like if you are a visual person. Now let me tell you what a visual person is. A visual person is a person that usually thinks in images, in pictures. Audio person is a person who always thinks in auditory mode. Like you are a person who loves audio, who loves to listen to music, who loves to listen to really really nice and soothing music, even some loud and pop music as well. But yes, and while yeah, let's see even this. A visual person usually loves to watch videos. Auditory person loves to listen to podcasts. Okay, so if that's too much, just try to think when you were in school, whether looking at the teacher, the teacher used to explain something in front of you, looking at the teacher was important, or listening to the teacher what she was trying to explain was important. If visual people will not understand a bit if they have their attention around, even for a few minutes, they will totally get blanked. They need to focus right in front where the things are being explained. Okay, so that is what a typical visual person is. Auditory person, they will never, majority of the time in the classroom, they will never be looking at the teacher, because that will just blank them out. they would love to focus, they would love to listen to them carefully, and these people, they will always be found, playing around with books, or they will be sitting here, sitting, and they might be, looking here and there, but still they have their ears on the teacher. Okay. And kinesthetic person is a person who, is a sort of person who will never be able to sit straight in the class and pay attention. They will always keep wanting to move their body, and the more they move their body, the more they are accepting, the more they are grasping that information that is, being taught in the classroom. Okay, so this way you might have known what sort of person you are. So if you actually if this actually struck you, what sort of person you are, do mention in comments down below. I would love what sort of person you are. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this video, and I hope that this helps you, because I really wanted to make a video that is actually helpful, something about goal setting that actually works, that actually helps. So that is why I made this video. Okay, so as it is, we'll see you back again in my next video, and until then, stay tuned. Bye bye. Keep watching the path of your soul's purpose, because you are born for a reason.